All right, so hey guys, so we've had a few rainy days and you know, we haven't been able to do much on the house, but Al did work on our truck and got a long-standing issue that we've been having with it fixed yesterday. Today it's still looking like it could rain. It's not supposed to, so we do want to get the grass under control, but we do have to wait for it to dry out a bit. So in the meantime, we are going to start to go through our pile of wood and use Al's moisture meter to figure out the stuff that's dry enough to burn now and the stuff that we have to put at the back of our stack that still needs to dry out more, probably for a while. So that's what we're going to do until we can get to the rest of the property, and we'll see how much we can get done.
First step for the woman on the moon, pioneer in silence. Time is dilating with her movement. Aluminum darling, spinning in the darkness, wondering where the heart is echoes. New worth I wanted for
Yesterday we had some on and off rain for the majority of the day, but we did manage to stack some wood, you know, get some productivity, squeeze some productivity out of the day. Day before that I spent all of the day, a very long day, changing the wheel hubs on the truck. That was an exercise in patience, frustration, and suffering somewhat. Today, now that we've finished mowing the lawn and whippersnipping and that, hopefully one of the last couple of times before fall sets in proper, I'm going to be working on the cathedral support box and getting the stovepipe installed properly. So that is going to entail creating a frame, just a 2x4 frame, that the support box itself will butt up against the roof deck and protrude somewhat just below where the ceiling will be. And I have to account for hardboard insulation as well as drywall, so that that protrudes down and gives the 2-inch clearance for combustibles. Then the idea is you cut a hole in the roof that also has to give you that 2-inch clearance around the double-walled insulated pipe. The pipe will drop down into the cathedral box and sit there with a stovepipe adapter in it. So that actually rests in the box and only the adapter protrudes below the actual part that is below the ceiling. And then there's like a thimble, like a flashing galvanized steel piece that slides over the chimney, and then you have to apply the roof above the top, and the flashing has to go over the bottom part of the roofing. So more on that. I'll get into that in more detail because I kind of have a rough idea what I'm doing, but I'll know better once I get there. So for now, it's framing it all up, and we'll go from there. wild, wonderful world of extra suspenders. So what I'm doing here, and this is not as per instruction, this is just, as I say, extra suspenders or paranoia, however you want to look at it. But what I'm doing is using 2x12s to build the box to support the support box for the cathedral ceiling kit. And I believe what they require is just simply that you frame it. The box will make contact with the wood that is used to frame it, and that is not a fire risk because the pipe that's inside the box is double walled, insulated, that great big honking, like 12-inch diameter or whatever, external chimney pipe, same as we have on the blue box over here. The other thing being is that the whole nature of the box is to provide a airspace and 2-inch minimum clearance around that pipe. So even though it's double walled, insulated and everything else, in the event of a chimney fire, there's tremendous heat that builds up inside that chimney, and so you want to have that airspace so that any heat coming out can dissipate without, you know, igniting the combustibles around it. So my extra set of suspenders is that I have some extra nuts left over from the foundation in that, and what I'm going to do is first I use this flashing with the white side out because it'll reflect radiation, heat included, and I'm going to line the whole inside of my 2x12 box, and then when I go to install the support box, I'm going to use these spacers and screw through the box, through the nut into the wood behind it, and so that way I have the box itself, which is doing its job, and which I believe is all that code requires, but then I've got another half-inch space between the box and some aluminum flashing that is then attached to the board. So you've got kind of two layers of non-combustible material and an airspace between the airspace that is keeping your pipe in check, so to speak. So maybe it'll make more sense once it's installed if I'm not explaining it right, but that's generally the idea. This will sit in between the rafters. These two pieces will sandwich either side of the box. They will be all lined with this flashing, and then the box will be suspended in between using screws and those nuts. And so it'll be solid, it can support the weight of the chimney, etc., but have a little bit of extra kind of fireproofness, because the amount of times we want our house to burn down is zero times.
Heart filled with worries, no more. In a world full of sorrow, what for? You watch the world from the place beneath the willow, the willow. So many years, too many tears on your pillow, on your pillow. Out of the darkness, a sound. It all seems so harmless, a silver line. Don't you wait until
today is a really big day for us. The hardest part of the stovepipe installation was yesterday. So we're really excited because we're hoping that we're going to be able to get a lot of panels up today, finish that stovepipe insulation, at least for the top part of the roof, and wrap this job up because, you know, the critters around our property are starting to get ideas. The birds, the chipmunks, and the squirrels are all kind of, you know, they know winter is coming and they are scouting out places to put their nests, and we found quite a few in the house, and so we need to get that floor in and close it all up so that they can't get in there anymore, because we really don't want to have to put them out in the cold if they have found a place in there that we haven't noticed. So we are eager to get the floor in and get the insulation in and just get it buttoned up so that we can start to work inside.
I can go on walking when I'm sound asleep. I can lose myself that way. Wanna see from the bright side, keep my head in the game, be a shaker out in the land of the living. Wanna be on the inside, a bell that can ring, keep my feet level in the land of the living. They say under pressure you can be refined. I care way too much about this to stop trying, but I can go on talking without doing a thing. I can lose myself that way. Wanna be a receiver, wanna pick up first ring, be a seeker out in the land of the living. Get the gist with a few tries, be a fighter who's swinging, keep my feet level in the land of the living. Make a big strides, see what I find along the way. Wanna lend you my shoulder, be a pillar of strength.
And then the last piece is that collar that goes around this, but before that we need to now put some roofing on. Yesterday we managed to get up the last couple of pieces on the western side, and also installed the, well, actually we haven't quite installed it yet, but basically laid out the plan and everything for the thimble, I think it's called, the flashing that sits on top of the roof that the chimney protrudes through, and is the flashing strategy around where that integrates with the panels. And again, not a how-to channel, we say this a lot, but just for those out there, do keep in mind, if you're choosing a steel roof, things like skylights and chimneys. Not so much vent stacks, because that's pretty straightforward with those boots. But when it comes to some of the more complicated things like skylights and chimney protrusions, a lot of the solutions out there and a lot of the simple solutions are very much tailored to or made easier by asphalt shingled roofs. They just lend themselves easier to tiling and everything else, but when you have like a raised seam roof, that will often cause you problems around skylights and protrusions and things, where water will be basically pool against the protrusion, you know, above, because it's basically has two dams on either side represented by those ribs. So took some thinking and some drawing to come up with a solution that we have left over flashing in that from the skylights, and I'm pretty happy with the approach, and we'll show you that as we go. Only thing to mention yesterday, which was a loss of time and great frustration, I had added pieces of steel to the cathedral ceiling support box for the ceiling, because I knew that it wouldn't reach all the way up, and it's not like it's going up into an open attic space. It has to go all the way through the cathedral ceiling to the deck. And I actually had it end up sticking out about 2 inches, and I thought that was a good thing because I just eyeballed the size of the thimble, and I really should have measured it and laid it over top to ensure. But just looking at it, I assumed it was big enough that it would clear all the way around the 14-inch by 14-inch box, that support box, and it very much didn't. So when we went to lay it down, it hit all the corners all the way around. And since it needs to be centered, it's not like you can make an adjustment on one side or the other. What you end up having to do is, after the fact, with it all installed and nailed in place, using tin snips, try to cut along the deck. And it was not easy at all. I tried my reciprocating saw, but because it's flimsy kind of steel, it just vibrates and tears and makes a mess. So that was a lesson in pain and frustration. But we ended up getting it cut down flush, a little ragged. It looks aesthetically terrible, but it doesn't matter in the end. So we lost time because I had flashed that nice before realizing that it didn't fit. So another lesson, you know, always kind of don't rely on your eyeball and actually verify and check first. But now that we've gotten through all that, today is just a matter of going up. We're going to take down the panel that we put up yesterday, like just laid out, so I could pencil in a line in that where I'm going to need to cut some things out to make it fit. So we'll take that down, cut it on the ground, and then bring that back up and install it, and then install the flashing, and then once we get onto the other side of that thimble, then it's smooth sailing, just a whole bunch of panels to finish off the east end, and then put on the rakes, and then we're done the roof, which is pretty awesome.
We got time on our side, we're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. with you I feel alive. You will be the last one I think about, the last one I think about.